Howdy. Welcome to Clawhammer Banjo Series 1, Part 1, the beginning of the video, which is right now what you're watching. This is a banjo, the greatest instrument known to the history of mankind, literally. There's lots of different ways of playing the banjo. A main style of playing is Scruggs style, also known as bluegrass style. That's with the picks that you see, and it's dee. Fuck that, dude. We're doing clawhammer style. All we need for this style is the banjo. Clawhammer style is also called old-time style, traditional style. Frailing is another word that you may hear in the banjo community. When I first started playing banjo, I was really lazy, like most banjo players. And all I wanted to do was to play the banjo without having to deal with any props. So I decided against the Scruggs style or the bluegrass style because, again, with that style, you need the picks. I knew I would lose them. I knew that they would end up somewhere in the recesses of my car and of my desk. I wanted to play with just the banjo. So I chose clawhammer because I was a lazy 20-year-old. And it worked in my favor because now I am a huge fan of the clawhammer style of banjo. I think it's really fun, especially for singer-songwriters. It's great. That's kind of what it's used for. You're supposed to play it and sing at the same time. You don't have to, of course, but that's kind of the idea, is you sing and you keep singing and you never stop singing while you're playing. Yeah. So we're going to get into the basics. First of all, we need to tune our banjo. This string, that's the closest to you, and you'll notice that it only reaches halfway through the neck a little more. That's the 5th string. That's a G. So we got G for the 5th string. The 4th string, that's D. The 3rd string, that's G again. The 2nd string is a B. And then the 1st string is a D. So there's actually a really easy way to remember which string is which note. G, as in G, I wish my dad was still alive. D, as in, do you know who I am? I'm the president of these United States. G again, as in goats have scary eyes. B, as in bitch. And then D, as in daylight come and me one go home. So, G, I wish my dad was still alive. D, do you know who I am? I'm the president of these damn United States. G, goats have scary eyes. B, bitch. Daylight come and me one go home. Simple. So clawhammer is called clawhammer for the sun's in my face, I know. It's because I have a fig tree right here and they're deciduous, so it shed all its leaves. I'm doing this in the winter, so the sun's right into my face. I was doing this in the summer and it was perfect. I did this at the right time. Whatever. Get used to it. Clawhammer style is called clawhammer style for a very obvious reason, and it's basically your right hand technique. So let's take your right hand. Do you have your right hand? Okay. We're going to form our hand into the shape of what we think is a claw. Not like this. Like this. Like a crab. Okay. But you're mainly going to be strumming with just one finger. So test around, see whatever works best for you. Some people use their index finger. Some people use their middle. I've always used my middle finger. So claw. And you're going to do just down strokes with whatever finger you're using. So our hand's in a claw, all right? And we're just going to strum down with our one finger. Don't worry about anything else aside from just getting a nice resonance, a nice sound. I mean, as nice as a banjo can sound, you know. Claw, hammer. Claw, hammer. Clawhammer. So with clawhammer, by far the most popular technique to start off playing clawhammer banjo is the bum diddy. That's how I was taught it. Bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy. It sounds on the banjo. Bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum. So let's take our claw hand. We'll hammer it down. 1, bum, did, E. We're going to use our thumb here, and we're going to rest it on this 5th G string. The one that's tied up here halfway down the neck. Bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy. Don't worry about which notes you're hitting right now. Just worry about trying to make the same sound that I'm making. The strings don't matter right now. Just really get used to doing this. If it sounds like bum diddy, chances are you're doing it right. It's basically 2 downstrokes and then the pluck on this 5th string here. Downstroke, downstroke, pluck. Downstroke, downstroke, pluck. Downstroke, downstroke, pluck. Downstroke, downstroke, pluck. Bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy, bum diddy. The beautiful thing about not just clawhammer banjo, but banjo in general, is that there's really not a wrong way to play it, because the banjo always sounds wrong. You can go on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and you can put in clawhammer banjo, and you'll notice that people play it differently. And it's not just the index finger or the middle finger. People really have fun with it. So there really isn't a right way to play the banjo. You're playing the banjo. There's something wrong about you. Bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy. Bum a diddy. So for the full bum diddy, you want to hit one note. We're gonna focus on the 1st string, the one that's farthest away from you. Bum. And then with that 2nd downstroke, the did, that's a brush. You're gonna want to brush the rest of the strings, and then the D obviously is that thumb. So it would sound like bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy. Right? Just focus on, even if you have to do this. And that was one thing that I remember having to do over and over and over and over and over and over again, just hitting one note. And then if I was feeling really freaky, I would go down one. Oh dang. And down another. And I would do it in 8ths usually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So start doing that first and really start acclimating yourself with the distance between the strings. And it's okay to look down, by the way. Just don't get into a habit of... Okay, so the full bum diddy, we're going to focus on the 1st string, which is the string farthest away from you. That's the D string. And then a full brush using the same finger in the same downward hammering motion, which is the did. And then the D is plucking this 5th G string. Bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy. And then do that a million times for about 10,000 hours. Bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy. And then eventually you can get down to the next one and then do the next one. So let's try it all together from the 1st string all the way down to the 4th string. And we'll do it 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. Again, I'm a banjo player. I can only count to 5. That's why I can't play guitar, because there's 5 strings on this and there's 6 strings on a guitar. That's too much for me. See, I keep messing up. I'm going to mess up for the rest of my life. That's kind of the point of playing a musical instrument, is to minimize the times that you mess up. you're always going to mess up. You're never going to be perfect at your instrument. You kind of have to get over that and accept it, I think, and realize that you're always going to keep learning how to play your instrument. You're never going to be perfect, and you're going to die feeling incomplete.